All right, good morning, lads and ladettes. Welcome back to a lovely sunny morning in the valley here. And yeah, very excitable dogs just let out. The moose is always excitable right enough, aren't you? Aye, typical lab. Aye. Big monster, yeah, get down. Yeah, so today we're basically going to, I'm going to shift some triplets off the flats here, getting it ready for hopefully spraying over the weekend. Yeah, I'm heading away to a horse show with the missus, driving up there with her, and yeah, long weekend. But yeah, if the weather's right, I think the boss man's going to try and spray off a few paddocks here. So yeah, I'm just going to clear the flats off, so he doesn't have to try and come up with the dogs to do it, to go back for the tractor and so on. So yeah, at least if they're clear, he can just come over with the tractor if the river's low enough, that is. We had what, 30 mil there the other night, so yeah, I'd say it's just flowing pretty well again. No doubt up country got plenty of rain too, so yeah, we'll soon see. But yeah, gonna do that anyway. We're basically don't have much room in the flats for the 4-year-old triplets. 3-year-olds are sorted over there. 4-year-olds are going back to their own country, to the easier country, easier hills. So yeah, basically taking 2 paddocks, mixing them into one, and they're basically just going into the track paddock here for now. And yeah, they can just make their way up there. There's good grass up there, and yeah, a bit of sub clover and stuff, so they should be fine for a few weeks anyway. At least we can bring them back down again if we get like once we get these 5-year-old ewes out of the way and stuff. I could bring them back down if I wanted to, but we'll see what happens. Things are growing now, which is good. But yeah, basically get these up, and then I'm shifting some of the 3-year-old triplets around, because yeah, before I go away for the weekend, just to give them a bit of a fresh bite. And yeah, then hopefully we can hop in the digger and clear this track up and get it ready for spraying too. So yeah, come along and see some misbehaved dogs and lambs that don't want to do things as well. that'll keep them happy. There's definitely more grass here than where they were. Yeah, we're kind of holding them a wee bit in the back and knob there, just to try and graze down. That was kind of the same. This is 2-year-old grass, then it's kind of reverted back to native nearly. Yeah, there's a lot of thatch in the base of it. Good for cattle, not for sheep, but yeah, just held them an extra week back there to try and get it to down a bit. It'll freshen up now, like with this rain, and it's down a bit, so it should come back good stuff. I cut this last year. I don't really want to cut it again if I can help it. I've got enough baleage behind me there to do me for another year, so don't really want to be cutting any more here. But yeah, yeah, it'll keep them going. I can put a bigger mob in here if I have to, but yeah, they'll keep on top of that, I'd say. We haven't put fert on yet at all. Probably when I get them in to do the lime and the fert for the base fert for the turnips, we might do a wee sprinkling over the flats, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's quite expensive this year. And with the price of things, yeah, you don't really want to be wasting your money down the drain like that if you don't need it. So yeah, but yeah, that's the 2 mobs done. So basically gonna gather these 2 paddocks up, and we'll let them wander out, put them in the front of the wool shed, and they can wander out there, and then yeah, basically it'll be fit to hop in the digger then, I suppose. So, and yeah, it's a good run for these boys in the morning. They haven't really done much this last couple of days, so yeah, why not then? Yeah, had a couple of casualties in the back of that paddock. Big lambs, big strong lambs. It's hard to know what's wrong with them unless you get them in time and send them away. But yeah, you're going to get that. Could be a bit of deer nose, like they're big healthy lambs. Yeah, it's hard to know what goes on with them. Could be a bit of blood poisoning, could be, yeah, deer nose. That's just one of them things, I suppose. Could have been the weather, you just don't know, like. Yeah, we've had a lot of wind, and yeah, they're really fresh, so I'd say it could have been that night of the rain. Yeah, it's only 2, so that's not too bad. So yeah, but you kind of get that with the big mobs, I suppose. And yeah, there's not much I can do. I can't sleep with them 24/7. So yeah, same with lambing too. Easy, Max! Go, Max! Come on, little lammy. You put too much pressure on weak lambs or weak ewes, they just go down. That's the beauty about Romneys, I think. Can be a bit of a pain. Easiest thing is just to back away, or else go over to them, pick them up, and there we go. Once they think they're getting away, they'll just fly on, so they will. It's getting stopped in time with the dogs and stuff before they get too stressed and they don't want to get up. But and then not letting the mob get away too far either is the biggest thing as well. Ain't that right, Scoob? Right, coax them over to the gate and get them out. Stay there, Max. Stay there. Good boy. Moose! That'll do, Jed. That'll do, Max. Thirsty work, eh, boys? Apart from Moose, he just loves the water. Oh well, that wasn't too bad. Came out of there not too bad. At least with me coming down the laneway, I'd have pushed them out to the back, so that was easy to get them in through the paddock. I'll keep these lambs going now because they'll want to go back. Lambs will want to go back to where they last seen mum. Generally, that's why you see a lot of them coming back here, because they know mum was back in the paddock rather than up top. So yeah, very easy to get a lamb break if you don't just keep a bit of pressure on them. Sometimes pressure's good, other times pressure's not. You just have to judge it yourself. Sometimes you need pressure, but you can't, because you know there could be a weak ewe or something in the back and you can't put pressure on her, but the rest of them's going, yeah. It's a juggling act, but you still learn. You just have to get on with it. And it's flat paddock, so it's not too bad. Hills is a bit different. That's more fun to try and stop a lamb break and catch them. But yeah, here's not too bad, especially in the laneway. Like, you take the amount of lambs here in the back now, that's because they know mommy, the last seen mommy in the paddock. But yeah, as I'm not, if I kind of let them half mother up here, it's not too bad to get them back there, and they'll actually go into the paddock pretty settled as well. It's just if you keep forcing them, next thing you put them in the paddock, and yeah, mommies will go and eat grass up the hill, and you'll have a heap of lambs at the gateway here, and they'll push through fences and push under the gates, and just, yeah, if you can keep them sort of half mothered, it's not too bad. But triplets is worse too, because you know, singles are the easiest because the lamb will stay with mum. Twins aren't too bad as well, because that'll do, Jade. Twins aren't too bad as well, because two lambs will stick with mum. Triplets are harder because you've generally got the third lamb's a bit smaller, and yeah, harder to keep up, and won't find mommy well, and there's that many lambs. They just, you know, one lamb goes, kind of a few of them follow and stuff like that. So yeah, hence why we're sort of putting the triplets on the flats, because we're getting so many of them as well. But we were getting a lot of weaker and smaller lambs in the hills from triplets. So yeah, we're very low numbered in the hills, so the lambs are doing quite well. Yeah, we're kind of debating whether to up the numbers a wee bit, but then it's a juggling act, because winter time's your hardest time of the year, and yeah, if you up the numbers, then you're probably going to get a few more triplets as well, which you don't really need on the flats. So yeah, it's hard, but it is what it is. You just have to get on with it, or else we need more cattle on to graze the hills out. So yeah, that's the other option too. So, but we won't do anything drastic. The way things are going, it's yeah, we'll just put her along and keep her ticking over, and away we go. But these are going through the gate now. I'll keep the push on, because otherwise the lambs will stay behind the rails and stuff, and it's an absolute pain too. So yeah, we'll get them in front of the shed anyway and let them mother up, and I might actually close the gate into that paddock so they can just mother up around that area, and then just let it open and they can just wander out themselves. That's probably the easiest thing. So yeah. That'll do, Jade. That'll do, Jade. Stay there. Right, well. Right, well, yeah, that's them now. I'll just hold them in here, let the mother up a bit, and then I'll open this gate and they can just wander out themselves. After an hour, I'll take these boys up to the orchard. They can lie up there all day. Yeah. And yeah, going to the bosses tonight with extra kennels, and you just having a sleepover, aren't you? Yeah, and the pet lambs. Yeah, and then that's the shifting pretty much done. I'll have to get my wet dries in. I want to dag them up and then put them up on the hill here, out of the way. There's a few dirty ones. I'm sick and tired of them hanging around here, so yeah, there's only a handful, I don't know, 11 or so. And then yeah, yesterday I dagged up my dog tuckers because I won't have time to do any before I go. And yeah, give them a dag up too, a couple of them, so they'll go together, and I'll get them in next week hopefully and get some more dog tuckers done. But my freezers are pretty full for you, aren't they? So yeah, there's only so much you can feed to them ad lib. Anyway, get these up and yeah, hop in the digger, and yeah, I might have to put my shorts on. I think it's getting quite hot. Is that right there, lammies? Yeah, watch the wire. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, that happens, doesn't it? You keep forgetting yourself. You're a slow learner, aren't you? Huh? Guzzle guts. Yeah. Two good pet lambs. Keep the wee lassie happy. Yeah. Yeah. They weren't liking the orchard, so, and they were sticking their heads through the rails to get at the grass, so I just did this over the weekend. They're quite happy, aren't you? Yeah. Nice bit of clover and fresh grass for you. Now. Just get up there. Come on. Come on, Max. Come on. Come on, hit. That'll do. Good boys. Don't even think about it there. Oh boy, they're deadly for the knees, aren't they? They're a bit spicy today. Now, you go back. No, you can stay there. Now, that's why I'm dagging them. Pretty much. The amount of dags on them. Yeah. Give them a bit of a Brazilian because nobody likes a dirty bum. Yeah, they're not all like that, but some of them. That's just the grass going through them, really. So, yeah. Now, that's them now, nice and clean. Just good to tidy them up a bit before I put them out in the hill. I will get them in right enough, but saves me doing that. Yeah, just keeps them clean. They weren't too bad, I just did them all. A few clean ones anyway, but yeah. These are the wet dries from the McC stage. There's not too many of them. That one there is a bit light. Yeah, she might be a dog tucker, but yeah, she's had a bit of a drench and stuff, so if she doesn't pick up, then there's something else wrong there. Could be just, yeah, all sorts of things. So it could be pneumonia. Generally is 9 times out of 10 is generally an effect from pneumonia that I found. When I hang them up, you can know by the lungs. They've got like very pale pinky colour with purple blotches through it. Yeah, that's generally pneumonia, so it is. So, but it could be other things too. You do know, you generally find out when you open them up what's wrong. Yeah, but no, there's a redhead there right at the front looking at us. She yeah, she's a dog tucker, but she's a feisty one. She decided to jump out 3 times yesterday. Whenever I got them in, there's about 6 of them. When I got them in, she decided to jump out, and jump out this way twice, jump out the other way. When I was dagging them, she jumped out of the drenching race, and yeah, jumped into here. So the rest of them went in there. So she wasn't too happy, but yeah, nah, she's still a bit jumpy. She jumped into this mob whenever I was bringing them up over the centre rails. It's shorter. It's only 900, so they can. So well, as base that's I made that lower mainly for the dogs to jump, not the sheep. Yeah, it's yeah, you get a few of them, but she's been dry for over a year. I just never got around to hanging her for the dogs, but she's fat enough. She's a 4-year-old, so I might even get her for mince. So will I go? Yeah. Now, he's gonna go out yourselves. Come on, out you get. Go on. Stay there, Max. Come on, you can see them out. You're just gonna stand there. Come on. That's it. Get a couple out, they'll soon go. Come on. Yeah. She's full wool too, because I was planned to. Always planned to do her for the dogs. Will I go? Easy, Max. Always planned to do her for the dogs over winter, but yeah, I had a few others coming in, drips and drabs, and there's no point doing them when your freezer's full, because I can't really put them anywhere. So yeah, but she's fattened up nicely. Get out of it, Mouse. They're not going to go with you standing there. Come on, go through there. That's it. Yeah, there's a good fresh bite in there for them. I'll get these into them now too. What way am I going to do that? I might bring them this way. Yeah, put the dog tuckers and the empties together, and they can go up there for a couple of weeks. It's nearly getting too hot to kill or to hang. Basically, I don't have a chiller. Would love a chiller. I don't really have a chiller, so and they're expensive. And yeah, at least if you've got a chiller, you can hang them and put them in there, let them drain out for a couple of hours, and then put them in there or whatever. But yeah, I'm not that lucky. So one day I might save up for one. Don't you just love it when you make the hours to suit the gate? Yeah, I did put that in there thinking that it would reach to there, but nope. Nope. Right, better close this. Will I go, Jed? Oh. You know what, that'll do them no harm up there. There's a few cryptos in there too that couldn't go to the works, but yeah, they'll taste well in the freezer for the dogs. Mercy's howling them up again, as usual. Get out of it, Mouse! Get out of it, Mouse! Walk off. Walk off. Easy, that'll do. Good job. Oh, she's wet. Will I go, Jed? Oh well, that's that job done. Get kennels under the tiller and for these boys for the weekend, and get onto the digger, and then that'll be my day pretty much gone. So Alright, that's us now. All loaded up. I couldn't fit the single one on with them down, excuse me, down properly, so I had to turn them up. They're heavy brutes of things, so good job there's a tractor about. Aye. Yeah, I'm away for the weekend and so are you. Oh well, we'll go hop in the digger and finish that off and yeah, see what else we can get. 30 mil rain high and it doesn't take much to get it wet, does it? Nice. Yeah, this could be fun actually, to be honest, if this is slippy, but all the cattle have done a nice job around there, haven't they? Oh dear. Oh, they've been trying to clean me cab too. That's nice though. Shame they can't do the inside too. Yeah, when I get up to the house, I have the water tank, the radiator water tank to change because it's leaking. I've got a new one there, but I have to bore a hole out of it, so I kind of want the digger up to the shed to clamp it off to get the tank out to oh, I need to switch it on yeah, there's a hole up here for the sensor that I need to bore out. That's not in the new one, but yeah, it's all cracked and stuff like that, so it's leaking. So yeah, I generally would have had to, it's been like that since we got it, but yeah, it's got worse now. Generally had to fill it up every twice a year maybe max, but now basically every time I hop in the digger I had to fill it up. It doesn't use any water, and it used to send the buzzer off, so when I was getting a service whenever I was away, they disconnected the sensor, and yeah, I just have to keep checking the radiator, but it doesn't use anything. Like there's antifreeze and stuff in the radiator, and yeah, it does no harm. But hopefully this thing will start, and yeah, we can get to work then. Oh, that's a good sound. That's a good sound. Yeah. Oh, did you? Basically, when I get it up to the shed, I'll do that. Basically, when I get it up to the shed, I'll do that and give it a good clean out. I'll wash. Hasn't been washed for a couple of years. Get the old green off it. Yeah, there is foam. There is like the foam cannons you can get for your power washers. There is stuff you can get for heavy vehicles to, like, so you don't have to scrub them and stuff. If you use any or know of anything that you use that's actually good that I can just spray on and wash it off, yeah, put it in the comments, because it'd be quite handy to know, because with the tractors and the machinery and all the rest, yeah, we like to try and keep them clean, even though they're pretty dirty at the minute. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to wash the tractor and stuff and everything else. But yeah, if you know of any good stuff in New Zealand here that's good to use without going too expensive, yeah, let me know and we'll give it a go and see what it's like. Even if there's a couple of tests, we can soon test it out. So yeah, just makes life a bit easier when you spray it over the tractor, the implements, and yeah, that saves a lot of power washing so close and yeah, ruining the paint and stickers and all the rest. So yeah, anyway, we'll open the window up here, get it revved up, and yeah, start scraping, I suppose. Yeah, there is a track here. I don't actually know if there is metal on it. I'm guessing there is, but it is pretty wet, as you see with the kettle. So if there's not, I'm going to leave it. I'll scrape down a wee bit where the bucket is and see. If there is, I'll scrape that too, because that's quite handy in winter time. But because it carries a lot of water down here off that hill, and it just lands sort of where the bucket is. But yeah, when I'm metalling the laneways in the summertime, I might just sprinkle a bit across here and up that hill too, and yeah, freshen it up a wee bit, and yeah, lays it a bit easier for tractors and even the bikes and stuff over winter. It just saves a lot of hassle, so it does. So yeah, anyway, enough talking, we'll get into it. got the track all scraped. Basically we'll get a spray on that whenever we're spraying these paddocks out. At least if the dog can get up there, the tractor can too. At least the big tractor can, definitely. You can see we're filled in just in the corner there, just where that lamb is on the point. Yeah, that was the worst part. Hopefully she doesn't slip again. I've packed it in, as you've seen, and yeah, there's a bit of room there. And yeah, pretty much came down, followed the track around. Basically needs a load, good couple of load over there by the gateway. There is a spring coming out of there too, where I've put the stuff up top. Yeah, this here I could nearly gather up on the tiller and take it to where we're going to do the culvert. But yeah, for now that'll do the job. I was trying to give it a nice shamper, so maybe we could put the roller drill over the top of it, to throw some grass seed on it. But yeah, should be pretty wet. She is damp over there now at least. But yeah, that's about it. And yeah, some happy lammies and ewes, and yeah, cleaned out the drain on the edge of that track, parked the digger up. That'll be her for the weekend, so at least it's out of the road if they come over to spray. Yeah, we can get up top to spray, get these two sprayed, and yeah, when I've sprayed and dust, I can carry on a wee bit with the digger work. I will have to, you know, next week, the week after, try and get 2 culverts done and all the rest. At least get one anyway done, the main one done between these 2 flats, before the crops get in. I can carry on when the crops are finished, or near enough, get the digger back down there again. But I'd rather try and get it done in one hit when the digger's here, because I can guarantee you when the crop's done and ready to be regrassed, the digger will be somewhere else in the farm, as it always is. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. That'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, follow along, hit the subscribe button to follow along. There'll be bits and pieces coming. Well, there's plenty of work to do before the new year, I know, at least with cropping, weaning, drenching, and then shearing, and then pretty much that'll be Christmas probably. So yeah, thanks for following along. And yeah, if you have any questions or you want to say anything, like I say, go down to the comments and leave a comment below, and I'll try and answer it. And yeah, we will catch you in the next one.